Hello everybody, I am here live from Summoner's Rift, as you can see, like the news reporter ready to report the newest crimes on the Rift. And of course, I'm not alone today. I also have a Freljordian friend with me. It is ZeroLol, aka Pour with Cookie. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine, and yeah, the weather here is a bit more snowy than on the Summoner's Rift, I feel like. But everything is good.
So, looking at 2 days, a big matchup. What can we say? So, we have only a single loss so far, but honestly, like the 2 final bosses are still looking strong. And of course, we are talking about C-Play. And we are talking about second time alive revival, and the latter will be the one that we are facing today. So now, dear Poro, you had kind of the mission to have a quick look at them. What do you think? Do they seem super strong and unbeatable, or what will they do today? What will they bring?
I mean, they don't seem super unbeatable or anything. But you gotta respect the scores. Like, both teams have only lost once so far. We have 2 wins more than the enemies at the moment, but still like dropped the same amount of games. This game today will be for sure a banger. I feel like both teams are very strong and can potentially win. Sadly, I couldn't see into the games because the Prime League side was fucked, so I couldn't see what they played in the past or something. But I looked at like their accounts, what they used to play in solo queue and stuff, or in flex queue, and yeah, it's just everyone knows about the meta, plays some meta champions here and there. I don't think we have some picks that I keep in mind for myself, like a niche pick that could come up, but otherwise I think we're just gonna see some meta drops as well.
I see. By the way, you have to move into the spectator slot. I know you're used to playing yourself, but you gotta free up the space because today you will sadly only watch the guys. Now, talking about watching the guys, it's not like Foxnyr is a completely foreign territory. You have actually already invested a bit of time into this team, right? Or into the org.
Yeah, I mean, it was not in... exactly, it was into the org. It was not really for this team. But it was for the other team that I've helped along with. They had like a rougher start than this one into the season. I coached them a bit, looked into bots with them, into scrims, or drafted as well some drafts for them. But yeah, today we're like casting the other one.
Exactly. Talking about lobby chat. I'm glad you guys are not seeing the lobby chat, but hey, you know what is coming after lobby chat? Yes, exactly. It is going to be the actual draft, and we want to jump over there, of course. I think the sides are even correct already, because Foxnyr seems to be on blue side, and on red side, again, it is our honorable opponent for today. Second time alive revival. I love to say that name, by the way.
It just feels smooth, right, that name? Oh, actually interesting. I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if we already see a Yasuo ban or something like that coming in, or a Zac ban, since the enemy is like kind of one-tricking it. No, we're starting with a Iron ban, which I just didn't really see anywhere. But for sure can be a strong pick if it's played very well.
Maybe when they prepared, the site was not bugging for them and they saw that Second Time Alive Revival is playing the Ivern indeed. Now wait, who is the Zek main, by the way? Because of course it was banned, but I'm still confused. Now what is Zek? Is he support? Is he jungler? Is he top laner? Is he ADC? I don't know, man.
It's funny that you're asking. It's actually the support that's like a Zek main. Yes,
Okay.
43 games of Zek only in this season. So it just makes sense to ban this champion, right? We're not gonna let the enemy support have his most comfortable champion. And as well on blue side, you can do this. You can like ban specific champions that the enemy is good at playing because you have the first pick. You can pick the meta champion that's still open. On the other side, you see that Revival is already banning meta champs. Twisted Fate, so broken at the moment. Smolder, very strong. Senna as well, very strong in the meta. And yeah, they just have to do that.
Exactly, because else we would be first picking it. Yeah, we could talk a lot because it's super weird to me. Like when Twisted Fate is broken, that just means that item-wise or number-wise something is wrong in the game. You know, either with Twisted Fate directly himself or with some weird items that he can or could abuse. And since he's banned, we don't really have to talk too much about that, right? So, Seraphine, first pick for us. Do you like that, Poro?
I'm not too sure, because usually I like to pair Seraphine with Senna, right? If you play your bot lane, and it makes a flex pick much stronger. But on the other hand, it's just a solid pick as well. Like, you can't really punish a Seraphine besides picking Blitzcrank on the bot lane, I feel like.
Now, talking about punishing the Seraphine, the first question is, can we play Seraphine on a solo lane? Or is it bot lane 100%? Because I feel like maybe with the flexibility here, okay? Like hear me out, guys. Everybody in chat, everybody, you know, at home. What if we pick Seraphine early and then we do not even send her bot lane and we already see the answer from 2TA Revival. We see the Leona. Now, can you somehow punish that Leona pick maybe?
Oh, we're looking into a spicy drop if that Morgana gets locked in, by the way.
Oh, yes.
If we pick a Morgana jungle here, which it should be, or actually it could be Morgana mid, we could punish the heavy CC that Leona provides, and we're seeing the Morgana lock in. Yeah, this is a spicy drop. You can send Seraphine bot lane or mid lane. We have Morgana who could be mid lane or jungle. The only thing we have to be careful here is we've already locked in 3 AP champions. Like, I don't think we're playing AD Seraphine or AD Morgana. Alistair should be on the support role as well. So we gotta get some AD damage into that team composition.
So are there any matchups where you can play, like you said Alistar has to be bot lane, right? Are there any matchups where you can play Morgana Alistar bot lane and just stay safe and farm up, or is that like, am I trolling right now when I consider this?
I mean, I was considering it for a second as well. I just don't see why you would do that, honestly. Like, you already countered the Leona with the Alistair. I don't feel like Seraphine Alistair is in any danger of a Leona lane. Like, no matter what ADC they pick, I feel like Seraphine will just be fine because Seraphine can always wave clear. It's like the meme as well you have, right? The Seraphine treatment. But it will be interesting how they decide to do.
It will be super, super interesting for sure. I gotta have to, you know, by the way, I have to make sure to spam everybody with the Twitch stream because, again, guys, again. It is like kind of the final boss today and the final boss next day. Like if we go 1-1 today, it's I'd say it's okay. If we go 0-2 today, that's not really too good, and you're super forced to go 2-0 next match day, the last match day. But of course, going 2-0 today would really set you up for a comfort position. Now, Poro, you as a player yourself, have you ever, you know, gone into games like that and thought about it like that, or do you just like focus on the next game and that's about it?
It depends on like what point of my career you ask me. I think in my rookie years, you think about it a lot, right? The pressure is here. You have the pressure, but as soon as you like get more into the game, you're like more veteran with the game and how it goes, you don't even think about it. It's just an enemy. They have the same champions that can do the same thing every game, and you just play your best and try to win, basically.
I see. So yeah, now also talking about trying to win Varus Lock for second time alive, and then we took Olaf and Viego for ourselves. Now, you said you really want some more normal damage, like 80 damage, and I think with Olaf Viego, yeah, we got that, right? But still, this composition, it looks so weird. Now, we have no clear ADC, and at the same time, we do have consistent damage in the form of an Olaf, and look at that Riven! Gets picked as well as an answer on top lane, even though right now, yeah, okay, like, if we look at second time alive, they have a normal team composition. They just have Riven top, Wukong jungle, all-time classics. Wei is a bit of a new champion, but he's a mid laner. And then Varus Leona, a powerhouse on bot lane. Okay, cool. But now, Poro, you have to talk me through our draft, because, yeah, Olaf Viego, that looks normal. But then from mid lane to bot lane, it gets a bit weird, right?
I mean, honestly, it's not even from mid lane to bot lane, it's just about the mid lane pick. Like, you have the Morgana. That's the special one, I feel like. Seraphine Lannister is something that you can play. Seraphine ADC in this patch still works pretty fine. She's gonna get godded next patch, sadly.
Sadly, you say?
But overall, sadly, yeah, I love Seraphine, man. Makes so much fun to play. But,
okay,
I'm alone with this, I think. I'm alone with this because she's just so broken. You can like always farm, and we'll see that this game as well. Like, there's nothing really that should happen on bot lane. Seraphine can always wave clear. Alistar can go for some roams, and as soon as you grew, you're starting to get very strong as Seraphine because of your passive. The more members are around you, the more stacks you get for your passive, to like always get that sneaky auto attacks, and your spells are just all spells are AoE. You just want to be there with your team fighting. That's what our composition is about. We have Olaf to buff and we have Viego to buff. We're just like trying to kill the first target that we see, get a Viego reset. Olaf, meanwhile, will just ult and run down into the Varus. He can even have a black shield and can't be CC'd, will reach the Varus and just run him down. That's what we want to do with our composition.
Well, you kinda analyzed it a little bit, and like, first of all, does a team here have a split push win composition, or is it team fight versus team fight? Like, that's the first quick question we have to get out of the way.
Cool. I don't really see a split push angle here for any team. Maybe for Foxnyr could be possible with the Olaf. Wouldn't make too much sense because we have a team fight draft with Seraphine Morgana. You like kind of want to group. I don't know about Riven, honestly, in this meta. I haven't seen Riven for quite a long time right now. And I think the only reason that the decision was to go with the Riven in this game is because it's the second most played champion of the top laner. So I don't think it's really a counter into Olaf as well. I think Olaf should do just fine into Riven. And I've never seen a split push angle from Riven as well. It's just more a teamfight champion too.
Okay, so to then go to the next step, I'm a bit scared. Do you think we can properly siege with our team comp without a traditional ADC, or are we just looking for team fights and neutral objectives anyways?
I think the sieging can be quite hard without an Asher, honestly. Like, you can usually siege with Seraphine always because of the passive auto attacks, right? And weave in some autos. But it's not really what we want to do as a team. Enemies, like 2TA Revival, for example, they have a good siege comp. You have the long range Varus Q that you can do for poking. You have the Wei range that you can use as well to like get poke into the enemy comp and then try to get near to the tower once they are lower. That's not really what our composition wants to do. Our composition is more like Olaf, roar, and we go in, and Seraphine cry on me, and then the ult reaches longer, and we just run over our enemies. That's what we want to do, basically.
Exactly. So we want to look for the fights at the neutral objectives, right? We want to go to Dragon, we want to go to Harold, Kevin's, Nasher. There's so many different objectives at this Nasher pit right now, so confuses me all the time. But yeah, we want to play for those objectives. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you, is there a comp that just strictly outscales, or is it kind of even scaling wise? What do you think?
I think like Foxnyr's comp, like our comp outscales by far here, honestly.
That's great to hear.
I don't think there's a world where all 6 members have, like, obviously a game never goes like this at all. 10 members, excuse me, have all items and are full build. But just considering both teams are full build, I think our comp is just so much superior in terms of late game.
Okay. I mean, of course, that's what we want to hear. Now, the trade-off, though, are we weaker in the early game? Because honestly, I don't think so. We have Olaf, he's a beast. We have Diego, on Cerberus, by the way. Cerberus fan club in the chat, anyone? No? Maybe? Maybe they will come in. But yeah, and then are we weaker on bot lane, maybe? Or do you think it's alright?
Well, let's talk about top lane first, right? Because you said the Olaf, the broken pick in the early game. You gotta respect Riven has Ignite. And again, Riven is such a niche champion. Once she gets snowballing, I feel like Riven can win this matchup. Therefore, I think that's as well the decision making behind the Ignite. But,
Yeah.
oh, wait, I think we are heading into game.
Yeah. We can talk about it a little more. So you are in the game, is that correct? And I am already live. So guys, as you heard Chesko already say, it is the first game today, and we want to see, can we get those crucial wins against a second time alive Revival. We will jump right into the game, and there we are. Yeah, we talked a little bit about the Olaf, and Ginkgo, he might face a really mean ambush here. What is going on?
I mean,
playing it safe. Okay. Yeah.
Just the ghost that gets procced. Actually, an interesting path here to like look for the top side in wait. On the bot side in way, like I usually do know the bot side in rate from red side because you always reach the bushes faster than blue side. In case you didn't know, so you can always look like to get in some cheese kills there or flashes, especially with a champion like Leona who can just stun you for free, point and click.
Exactly. Yeah, I completely agree with the Ghost. Never let it be too risky. We also have a look at the first dragon, by the way, with some camera movements here, and we will also see one jungler starting at his blue buff and getting a lot of help from their team. And meanwhile, Cerberus, he is a Giga Chat. He, of course, knows to not bother his team with pointless, oh, interesting, not even going for red, yeah. Not bothering his team with pointless leashes, instead choosing to go for a, solo start.
And I'm not sure if that's the clear that, it's a newer clear that's come up, but I think he's going for it, actually. And that you start with your raptors and golems, then you do your buffs, basically. So on the second clear, you can clear your raptors, and then play for the grubs. You know what I mean? Like, that you have the timer to get those grubs just when they spawn.
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense, actually. Yeah. Or do you want to go for dragon instead, maybe? Because you can go for both, right?
I mean, you kind of want to play into the grubs because the general idea, that you take away your raptors, and while you're playing for the grubs, like, enemy jungle can't really counter jungle you on top side since you're there, like you test him, right? But what he could do is counter jungle you on bot lane, on bot side, and then he can only really steal the golems, which is not really worth it for the time. So that's the general idea, that you cannot counter jungle your raptors while you're doing the grubs.
Well, of course, I totally agree with that, but wouldn't the normal counterplay be to just take dragon instead? And if that is indeed the counterplay, does it really matter? Like, I'm gonna be honest here, Mr. Poro with Cookie. I'm not too sure I mean, the first 3 drops, they are not that important, right? Or am I missing something here?
Yes and no, basically. It's like the dragon. The first dragon is not really that important as well, you know? It starts getting. Oh, like actually, wait, we have a little skirmish there in the river. Oh no, it's just a
Saying
little
hello.
poking around.
Oh, bot lane though, there is a lot of engagement that we are seeing here. Undernexus trying to throw away the Varus, and Undernexus dropping dangerously low, will get ignited here. Zerberus also being in danger. This was so close, and suddenly we talked a little bit about the early game, but man, second time alive revival, they are like on the gas pedal. They really want to make stuff happen. And what can we see right now? No more flash on Undernexus, no more flash on Zerberus, and everything they used was only the ignite on Pluffhoff.
I mean, this is like really bad for us in terms of Foxnyr right now. We've like lost our raptor camp that we wanted to protect. Like we started raptors in order that we can protect the place, right? And now we just get to farm the golems and go into the top side. On the other hand, Alistair already reset, Diego already reset. Maybe there's something we can do with the tempo lead we got now, even though we lost the flashes. Wukong still has to reset, right? But overall, it wouldn't be bad as well to just take out some tempo here, because you don't really want to fall behind as Foxnyr in the early game.
Exactly. You talked about it and you beautifully said, Chesko, if we just keep even, and if we, even though again we have Olaf and some Snowball, eat champions in that regard, if we just stay even and keep the game in an even state, we should be super fine. And meanwhile, Zerberus just greedily starting the dragon. Aggressive flash for Pluffhoff, and Zerberus has no more flash, and this means it will be the first blood, and it even goes on to Besterman Mix. Nice name, by the way. That's not what you want to see here.
For sure not as well here. I think there was some slight miscommunication. In theory, the idea is good. Wukong hasn't reset. We can go for a fight. By the way, Olaf burning the flash there, getting full engaged by the Riven. Interesting one. But yeah, exactly. Like bot lane, Seraphine was recalling while Diego and Alistair were engaging. So we were not on the same page there.
Yeah, for sure. Again, it is a lot of pressure, and yeah, again, we kinda lost the dragon here. Grubs are still up, so of course it doesn't look too good, but it is only a single kill so far, right? And we are getting the grubs in return. I really like Inspire dropping a little bit of mid lane farm. I mean, Jesko, you're the mid laner here. Do you also like this?
No, I don't. I mean, there's no reason. We know, like we saw the announcement, right? Dragon has been slain. Wukong will be on this dragon. There's no way they're contesting the grubs. And like if Wukong instantly runs to grubs and we only get 2, that doesn't really matter as well. Because again, we are not a siege company, remember, right? The sieging is more like the part of 2TA Revival. Sorry, I can't pronounce his name, by the way.
Meanwhile, top lane, yeah, Ragnarok will be used, but it will only be used, I think, to like shove out the wave or something. Not really too much happening over there. And yeah, I feel like at this point, all we want to do is just chill out. You know, Schadensbegrenzung is like the German word for it, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know those specific words in English. Like, you know, trying to keep the damage as low as possible. If you know the English word in chat, by the way, let me know if there even is an English word for that, or if we just talk about it. But yeah, that's what we are talking about. That's what we are looking at now. On the other side of the point, like other side of the map, other point of view, what do you want to do if you are a second time alive right now?
I think it's a lot about playing around this bot lane. Like we have a Varus with a lead. We just go for the invade into the bot lane and look if we can get some cheese picks there with Varus ult, with Wei combo from long range, with the Leona CC. And that's what they are doing right now, right? You can see the wards they're placing into the bot section. They're really aggressive there.
Yeah, 100%. But, ooh, flash on bot lane. Undernexus going aggressively. If we get this kill, this is huge, of course. And there, even Zerberus trying to get his bread right there. And It is 1-1. Oh no! Can you get out of there? You have to go back into the Heartbreaker to not stay as an ADC. Oh my god, are we getting this one? Yes! Another Viego reset. Plufov suddenly looking really in danger. No, yes, maybe. Well, I'm still not sure. Plufov, we really want this kill, and we will get this kill as well. Suddenly, it looks really good, inspired in the 1v1 against Barry B. And there we go. Barry B will also not be able to find anything, will not even use the flash because it is just kind of obvious. This will not lead to anything. And out of nowhere, we have 4 kills.
We do, but 3 of them are on the cow. I'm so sad. I mean, it's not too bad, right? Kills are kills in the end. They lost CS, we got XP, we got the gold on the support as well. But it's just so sad if you saw it, like, every time, for like, because of 10 damage or something, Alistair got the kill instead of Viego, which would have been a lot better, obviously, for Foxnyr's side here.
Well, how the milks have turned, as you like to say in British Scotland or something. Something English. I mean, I'm not too sure what those kills on Under Nexus are really going to do. Again, of course, getting kills, always amazing. But having them on Under Nexus is kinda meh, I think? Or what do you think here?
I mean, it's hard to tell. I don't think it's an Alistair in the end. You know what? Like, it's not a Lulu. I feel like on a Lulu, they're more wasted than on an Alistair in this type of composition that we have. Because Alistair will be frontlining a lot. He will be tanking some damage, and he will need some items as well to do so. So it's okay. Just 3 is a bit much. Like, if he got 1 or 2, it would be better. You know what I mean? Like, at least 2 kills for Viego would have been better.
Yeah, I have to agree there. But hey, talking about the Viego, if you have a look at the inventory, the what do I even call this? I mean, I could just go with the default name, but it's like hit 3 times and have a lot of damage is the name of the item for me. And also, name of the game is the bot lane dive, and we will get a single kill on the Nexus doing the tanking with his unbreakable will. And I don't think Cerberus will let this one go. Now, yes, while we gave away the little Void Kevins, we did get a double kill on bot lane. And this time, we have 2 more kills on Cerberus, and I think he is unlocked.
And I think here you can as well see a really great just the macro decision from Foxnyr, right? We already got the first Void Crops, so the enemies getting the second ones, we don't really care. They're not gonna spawn the Voidlings anyways, right? So we can just look for a bot lane play while they are doing the drops on the top side and abuse the fact that Varus does not have flash, and we can just full engage him with Alistair, Seraphine, and Viego.
Absolutely beautiful play there, and I personally thought the main action will be on top lane, but looking at top lane, not a single kill, death assist, anything. They are just playing the classic top lane experience, being on an island and just chilling out. Not really doing too much, you know, slurping a, I don't know, cooled drink or something. And meanwhile, on the rest of the map, that is where the action is at. And now, personally, I feel like Cerberus with, again, the first full item. And yes, don't quote me on the Seraphs, because this item still has to be stacked. So it's not really like too powerful right now. He's looking so good.
I mean, the Seraphs from Seraphine are almost stacked, right? So we're getting to that power spike as well there. But because we were talking about top lane really quick here, I think we have to mention as well that Riven is doing a better job than expected, at least for me. Like, I thought that Olaf should win this matchup in the early by at least getting some CS lead, but it's actually the opposite, that the Riven is slightly ahead in that term.
Indeed, quite an observation there, Mr. Poro. And also talking about the top lane, Limit Tester is on his way to the mid lane. And meanwhile, Olaf is proxy farming on top lane. But I feel like if Limit Tester is not really getting anything, then that's completely fine. And, well, what is there to be taken? The Herald will be spawned. Oh my god, aggressive flash here on bot lane. There is the Seraph's shield. And the shield is enough to keep us alive. Unless, no, the piercing arrow from Bestermon Mix will find the mark and kill Henkindu.
Wow, but what a beautiful flash there. Wow. Wow. Just wow. Did you see how he flashed over that ultimate? Like, he didn't even flash on the right side of it or on the left. He literally flashed over it, dodging it, and getting this nice solo kill for himself. I'm impressed.
He did the Marth, right?
Basically, yes, he did the Marth. True.
At Marth, if you're watching, your tribute right there. I think he did it sometimes against Ash Arrows, right? Flashing over it. And yeah, now we just call it the Marth. You know, we kind of have to go for that. But still, I feel like we are in a really good position. I'm in love with that word today, by the way, but I'm also in love with the aggressive play here. Bestermon Mix, he doesn't have a shutdown, but man, you want to get this guy out of the game. At least you get the ghost, so that is decent, I would say. Next objectives will be up in soon, by the way, and one is already getting taken. But I feel like we are in the counterplay situation right now, aren't we, Poro?
Yeah, basically we're saying again, like, we don't really care about the Herald. Let's just take out this Varus even more, because what did Varus use in the last fight against Seraphine? Flash. This guy should not touch a CS here, and he's still going for it, and I can predict you he's going to die for it. Ah, he's actually not, never mind.
Yeah, so like, again, the milks have turned, because when I look back a few minutes, we were in our bot side jungle. Well, hold that thought, because on top lane limit tester, he is indeed testing the limits, and he will find the kill with the Wind Blade. Now, meanwhile, though, in mid lane, it is Barry B against the world. The entirety of SKT1 is here. 3 blue health bars means a dead Barry B. But yeah, looking at the game now, it feels like the game finally unlocked, you know? The game is finally getting played, turrets are falling, and kills are also finally happening.
And if you look at it, like, it feels like when Foxnyr is doing team decisions, they're always being ahead, right? On this team decision, the dives, or the ganks mid lane now, right? They're always working out, but then we lose something always in 1 versus 1 situations. So let's just go back to what we want to do as our combat as well. Get that Seraphine mid lane, I feel like. Exactly, we're doing it right now. Get that Morgana onto the side, let her farm the waves, and then just group up and nothing bad can happen anymore.
Yeah, that's absolutely perfect. Now, I did talk about the split push angle in the loading screen / champ select. Do you think anything changed here with Limit Tester having the Ignite and having picked up a solo kill now?
I feel like even though he's stronger than Olaf, we agree on that one, I think. He still cannot really like split push against Olaf, because he can always clear the wave under the tower, and if he gets poked, he will just heal up with Ravenous Hydra. Instead, we're looking to a dragon fight, I feel like, here.
Indeed, Dragon is on almost 5k. That's where the nerfs are getting tense here, and that is the engage, the really good stuns, but so far nobody is dying. Plufuf trying to find the engage, and there is the Seraphine ultimate. We get the Dragon, we get some kills as well in just a few seconds. Yes, there we go, Varus not on the Rift anymore. Triple kill for Inspire. Really, really well played. I was a bit scared we will not find the kill, but we have finally found everyone that is not called Barry B.
Well, here we are, grouped up, and it's a disaster for G2 Revival, and it's really good for Foxnyr. I love this, by the way. It's just what we said about the comps, right? The Seraphine Morgana combination with Viego. Once one target falls, everyone is kind of dying, and we can see that in this team fight.
Honestly, I was a bit surprised about Morgana's damage here. Is that just me? Or, I mean, what does she have? She has a Rod of Ages, and yeah, 10 stacks Dark Seal, but like without a really big AP item, it felt like Inspire did a lot here, compared to just basically being a stun bot and a Black Shield bot.
I think that's as well because we're still rather into the early game, and Morgana has good base numbers. But,
okay.
But like, I feel like we only see Morgana as a support pick usually, and that's why maybe it's as well irritating once she actually starts to deal damage, because you're not really used to it, right? But she can do it.
I see. Yeah, now on the mid lane, we see a Leona trying to get the turret, but I think this is kind of a one-way ticket, because, yep, you will get shoved around like a pinball at this point, and the tower did not even go down.
I like the commitment, honestly, but I think
True.
I think they're all laughing as well. Like right now, that 2TA revival is like saying, "Okay, well that was grief. Let's not do that again." They're like laughing at this play, and they know they should not do this. Probably, right? It's not worth it for Leona there to die for this crash.
Well, to be honest, it's not like you're losing anything for it. I mean, you lost your mid lane turret, but that one was bound to fall anyways. Now TP getting used on bot lane, and we said Olaf is weaker, but is he really? He still sees immune, he's still in the Ragnarok. Can he find another one? No, he cannot, but still in the 1 versus 2, and getting Barry B's teleport here and his flash. That was looking really, really good. Now Zerberus suddenly finding himself in the 2 versus 1, but he's on almost 2 items, going in aggressively, will be fleeing though, and this is a huge shutdown into the pockets of Barry B. I'm not too happy and comfortable with our position anymore, honestly.
And well, mid lane, we're like kind of getting hard engaged here.
Yeah.
Getting used as well, but we're just fine. Okay, at least something there. Like I was getting afraid we were losing the mid lane tower for free here now as well, which is already pretty low, right? Yeah, I don't think like the Olaf kill mattered, but the Viego shutdown, that hurts. Wei is really good into the game right now.
Well, and looking at the items again, I feel like that's something that we have to do. I also said, hey, Zerberus is on almost 2 items, but he is still missing his 2nd item, and meanwhile, well, we also have to talk about the 3 red HP bars this time. Inspire getting a good ult into Flash to just peel himself. Now Andronex, who's going in aggressively with the Flash, even will tank a ton of damage here with the Unbreakable Will. Bestermon Mix, he is looking at the devil here, and he will not be able to find any damage, to find any real kill threat. And this means it is just another double kill for Foxnyr. But yeah, we were talking... wait a second. Are we just doing that? Is this legal?
I think it's really risky to do it once you don't have vision on Wukong, but I'm not sure if we have vision there. I think we spotted him and are looking to turn on him, and I think then it's a really good call.
Okay, I'm still a bit worried, but of course the team is looking for something really good. Encore here, finding both Katzenklopper will use this to jump in and find at least 1 kill, and then Limitester also finding 1 will die. And Katzenklopper, the last one in this situation. Now, of course, Bluffwolf and Bestermon Mix, the bot lane from Revival is here as well, but they are kinda too late.
Yeah, I mean, that's they just died on the top lane and just went there to deny a Baron. But I think the idea wasn't even to get this Nash. We just said, well, we didn't have to use the Seraphine ult on the top lane. They have to contest the Nashor, so let's just bait them in and get ourselves another gold lead. And you saw as well the Viego damage was just hilarious. This guy is so strong right now.
Yeah, and that's the Triforce as well, right? So... imagine still being on a 150 gold shutdown. It's just... I mean, I also have to be honest here, guys. We are ahead 2.5k gold. That's like not that massive. So, 1 bad team fight and 2nd time alive would... They would even be ahead, right?
I mean, yes and no. The issue about...
Good old yes and no.
I have another logic behind it. The thing is, you have a Seraphine comp, you have Seraphine Morgana with Viego and Olaf in the late game. That's what I said. I said they're outscaling. Meanwhile, wait, Olaf is engaged.
Yep, Ragnarok in Barry B's face. There is a wild Viking, and he just wants to slay this weird painting guy. Get a real weapon is what Olaf says while he smacks Barry B with his axe.
Yeah, you're not having fun as a mage into an Olaf, and this play just proved it again.
Well, we talked about it, right? Being as a carry alone on side lane can be really dangerous.
And again, like, you can't see him, right? That's why I said as well, you're getting outscaled against this composition. Even if we would be behind 3k gold, we would still be stronger here. I'm 100% sure.
Well, Ginkgo is also pretty sure that he can just teleport in there, or like portal in there, no questions asked. And yeah, Kotzenklopper is getting zoned away. That's the one we have to look at. But Kotzenklopper realizing I cannot get in there. The zoning is too good, and this means objective bounties are available soon. I don't like to see that, because again, I feel like we have not won this game yet, but we are in a really good position.
I think it's not losable unless we do major mistakes. Let's say it like that. It's not one, of course, like you have to kill the Nexus, but from this point with Baron, you should always like take at least 2 from the T2 towers and just push that gold lead even more. Then play for Soul as well, by the way. We have already 3 dragons, don't forget that.
Oh, true. And it is a good soul anyways, because the fights are not over in a split second. And I feel like as soon as the fights are not over in a split second, you really like those slows, you really like the catch potential there, and even the self-peel potential of this dragon. And yep, I mean, with Nasher, those turrets, they are kinda supposed to fall. Well, meanwhile on top lane, 1 versus 3, you are also kinda supposed to die, so that's the shutdown for a limit tester. But at the same time, my eyes are on Inspire, because 700 shutdown gold, so a kill is 1k. You really don't want to lose that. I feel like the smaller shutdowns, like the one on Cerberus, 150, yeah, it's alright.
It's not the end of the world, right? Exactly. But again, like, try killing this Morgana in the first place. Look at her build. She has a Roll of Ages, she has a Seraph, and she as well went for... I forgot the name of the item now, do you remember? The Riftmaker, exactly.
Riftmaker, yes.
She's gonna be so tanky in those fights, like, it's not really easy to get that gold. And what Foxnyr should do, and what they are doing as well, is just grouping. There's no way they lose a team fight right now.
Oh well, Limit Tester pushing on top lane. That's this weird split push win condition that we did talk about like a little bit, but I feel like as long as Ginkgo is up, he, as you said it, Poro, he is able to just kill the waves, and then it's not a real threat anymore. We are still ahead 4k gold. We still have the Herald, the Nasher for a little bit of time. Will run out soon. But yeah, until then, I gotta give props to both teams. I feel like second time alive, Revival, they are doing a good job just finding catches. And yep, Inspire, even though it looks like he could have been caught, yeah, there's just no way that this guy dies.
Yeah, that's the power of the Black Shield as well there.
Oh my lord, flash forward aggressively, and Kotzenklopper just died there out of nowhere. Ginkgo, he's going in, he's tanking the turret, he might go down, but he's still so tanky, so much lifesteal, it will take so long, and the damage is done already. Limit Tester, can you become a hero? Nope, you can go into gray screen, and this means we are probably just going into mid lane, and if we cannot finish the game, then we can at least get 2 inhibs, and that is basically a death sentence already.
Yeah, but this should be enough to like finish the game. It's only Leon up and Wukong spawning. Actually, we're not looking for it though. We're looking into a bot lane. I think they couldn't, but they decide to like play it safe, go for the Dragon Soul. I feel like, yeah, exactly. We're going out here, get the Drake Soul, and say, you know what? This is what we just did. Now we can just do it again in the next team fight again as well. And there's nothing really that 2TA Revival can do against it. You saw that Olaf runs in with his ultimate and is unbeatable.
I was really surprised to see how tanky Ginkgo is really. Because again, frankly, he was getting bullied a little bit in the Riven matchup. And I mean, of course, Limit Tester seemed, you said it, it's like, what, his second most played, I think?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so, of course, but like, we kinda can think about the second game already, right? And knowing Riven top lane doesn't really work. So even though you can get ahead a little bit, do you feel like it's worth it to lock the Riven here, looking at the game?
I mean, For sure not, honestly. I feel like Riven can only play if she has flash up, and since she didn't even go for the lucidity boots, that means all 5 minutes basically. Riven can play in a fight, and I don't really see the reason to pick Riven in that. Like, for example, replace Riven with Malphite, and suddenly you have a threat on the Seraphine, maybe, right? Like Morgana Black Shield, yeah, it can be annoying, but if you find a good Malphite ultimate, every fight can be won. But as Riven, it's really hard to find those engages once you don't have flash.
Excuse me, is this going to end in a base race? What am I looking at here? Under Nexus going back to base, and we are talking about how this game is just over, but it feels like we kinda did an oopsie macro-wise there.
I don't think that it's too bad. Like, of course, losing the T2 is bad because it gives a lot of gold. Losing the T3 doesn't matter, and we're like still pressuring on the top side and like entering the enemy base. And what we want to do is get the Nasher as well in the next minute that's spawning.
Okay, so 10 more seconds basically, and the Nasher will be up. And with a Nasher bot, like, is Second Time Alive somehow in a position to contest this? Or I have to ask a different question, like, what is the best fight going to be that they still get in this game? I'm not too sure.
Basically, they have to wait for Riven Flash, or Riven has to find some engage onto the backline. I feel otherwise, playing front to back, they will just lose. Like, you cannot out damage an Alistair, or you can't really damage an Alistair with ultimate, or damage someone who has a black shield and a Seraphine shield and gets the Moonstone healing and the more ability power and redemption. You know what I mean? I could go on and on. You have to go for catches, and as long as Foxnyr doesn't give them the opportunity to get those catches, this game should be over.
I'm still a bit worried about the Riven. We get the stun there. Riven is trying to base race this, but still Inspire not even joining this team fight, because this team fight is just one Berry be the only one alive here, and of course Limitaster on the other side of the map, but that's just it! Even though it looked a little bit nerve-wracking, and yeah, Limitaster was there for the split push angle. This is the game. The GGs are getting called in the chat. And it doesn't even matter at this point what Limitaster is doing, because look at the Nexus here. This is going to be a solid first game.
Yeah, and we were like worried in the first 5 minutes. You remember when Diego had to flash away, the Alistair, right, had to flash away. And we were like, okay, let's not fall too behind. But then, once that Alistair got 3 kills, our cow was activated, they snowballed the lead, and they got themselves the first win.
So, I just thought it was really funny that one moment when Alistar on top side was just flashing it into 3 people. I like to think that it was thanks to him getting those 3 kills. I mean, probably not. Let's be honest here. It probably would not have mattered, but it's about the confidence, right? It's about the confidence here.
I mean, like, I think he could have done it as well if he didn't have those 3 kills, but with those 3 kills, it has some different power, right? The 3-0 Alistair is flashing into us. Fuck, we have to run away. It's just about the mental game at that point.
Yeah, 100%. As I said, like, Varus was literally looking in the devil's eyes. It's like in my head, it's like what is it, like two people and a Darkin, like ultimate power, or weird cow. Who would win?
Yeah. I mean, I will put always the money on the cow, right? I just love this champion, man.
I also really like how Alistar is finally back in the meta. For a long time, it was basically only Leona and Nautilus, and Alistar was a little bit of a forgotten cow, you know, like the hidden cow level in Diablo. And there we go now. Like, Alistar is a really, really good pick. Do you think he's kind of interchangeable with Leona or Nautilus, or does he have like some specific cow mechanics that are like Alistar only, and is he like a unique, non-replaceable champion right now?
I mean, I wouldn't even say that Alistair is one of the best champions right now, but considering champs like Melio Lucian exist as a combo, for example, Nami Lucian exists, or Rel and Nautilus, I think they're just better versions of Alistair. The thing here is, you want to counterpick the Leona, and into Leona, Alistair is just God. Like, he's God here. As well as Braum, by the way. Braum would have been another option you could have done here as well.
Why, by the way?
Because basically what you want to do is that if Leona goes in, you kind of want the enemy ADC to not be able to attack your damage carry. You can either do it with Alistar. Like, for example, if Leona goes in onto you, you just bump away the enemy ADC. Or if the Leona goes in too deep in your territory, you can as well bump the Leona into the tower of yours. Like, you headbutt her and then stun her onto your tower. And that makes it like kind of impossible for Leona to find those engagements very hard. And she has some windows she can take, as we saw in the early game. Like, you remember, Alistar had to flash away one because they found a window where they can engage. But with Braum, there's no way that this could happen at any time because Braum just uses E, does another attack, and once you get that passive proc, you'll always win a trade.
Okay. Well, guys, that was the rundown on why the cow is really good into the Lunari sun goddess thingy thing something. We will take a quick break and we will see if we will swap sides and if somehow we will be able to find an even better game or we will be able to find an answer. Give us like 1 minute because the players are almost ready. And yeah, we will be right back in just a second. And as I said, we are already back because the players are ready, basically, as well. I mean, I said so, at least they are in the lobby, okay? The lobby is packed full. And yeah, so we did see a beautiful game here from Foxnyr. Now, of course, we always have to think, how can you adapt? One thing that we know for sure is that we are going to be on the red side this time. So, Poro, do you think blue side was a pivotal point in this victory, or does it not really matter what side we are on?
To be honest, I think we can, like the draft we did on blue side works even better if you do it on the red side. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're aiming for something similar in that regards. Looking forward to maybe get a Seraphine bot lane again, and this time as well maybe a counter pick on the top lane, so you can abuse the Riven and get even a stronger bruiser in terms like if a bruiser gets ahead and has a Seraphine around him, it will be just fine. For me, it would be interesting to see if 2TA Revival just says, no, you played that out very well, we don't want to see that Seraphine anymore.
Well, and or maybe you just pick it for yourself. Who knows? We will look at kind of similar bans, but on the other side of the screen of the draft here. Now, I'm so confused about the first pick. Not gonna lie. The English hard language. The first pick. What will you first pick here?
I mean, it's pretty hard. I'm like, I think it's interesting that Tutti Riava said no. We're leaving everything open after such a game as well. And I feel like you can always pick like champions like Ozzy or stuff, but they were not prioritized. They say like that in English. I hope so.
Yeah.
At all in the last game, right? Maybe they go for a Seraphine themselves. Maokai would be a good option. Oh, actually, yeah, it looks like they will maybe go for the Seraphine, and it's getting locked in.
Okay. Now, what does that mean? It means basically we have to show a better answer, or you know, let's take it back a step. Was the Seraphine the main problem in the last game?
I think it's the fact that they put a really well-rounded comp around the Seraphine. Like the pick itself needs a comp to be built around it. But in this scenario, we can just say, okay, if they go for a Seraphine, we will just pick good solo laners, for example, and say we will play for the 1-3-1 and not go into those team fights against the composition that plays around Seraphine. As well, you can see already the Yasuo pick is one of those picks that can split push very well.
Okay, Yasuo and Jarvan here. I'm not too sure what direction we want to go with those two picks. Do you have an idea?
I'm not sure as well where the Yasuo will be played. That's more like the thing that keeps me curious in this scenario, let's say like that. But Jarvan just makes a lot of sense here because... never mind. Makes a lot of... I think I crashed out of the champ selection, but I can still see it on your stream, I guess.
I can stream it real quick in Discord if you need.
Yeah, that would be nice. I crashed out of the lobby, but the lobby is still there, right? Or did the champ select crash?
No, everything going according to plan in my screen.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah, thank you. The Jarvan is just good into Seraphine because you can ult her and she has no way of getting out without the flash. That's what I wanted to say. As well here, by the way, Alistair, a really good counter pick into the Rel.
Okay, so is Alistar just the counter pick for everything, or what am I missing here?
Yeah, it's a good pick into engaged supporters, and especially into something like Rel or Leon. I think Nautilus is kind of harder for Alistair as well, because Nautilus hook is just something fishy. But yeah, you can say it's more of a counter pick for sure. It's not a blind pick. That's true.
Well, how the tables have turned. Also, I have to justify my choices of yeah. How do I say it correctly, by the way? Liev? Help? I know how to write it, but I never had to say the name of our mascot. So yeah, but anyways, you're not... Liev, okay, you're not going to... Come on, stop playing with my feelings. I would love all of those champions, but it's not going to be any of those, am I right? As if we are picking a Ramos or... Yeah, okay, full AP Gragas, I'm happy with that. Perfect, I'ma take it.
I mean, and now we're looking on... Like, now the comp gets really rounded up, you could say. You have the Yasuo Gragas, and we're not really going for a split push angle, but we're saying, well, they have Seraphine, we have Jarvan, Yasuo Gragas. If this guy does not have flash, this guy is dying. And it's the core member of the enemy comp usually. Like if Seraphine doesn't get to use her spells, she just gets Gragas ulted into Yasuo ulted or J4 caged and then comboed. She's not gonna have fun playing the game, and then you can just kill the other members of the team as well.
So, are we... What are we even doing pick-wise? Is this a Yasuo ADC? Is this a Yasuo mid lane, top lane? I'm getting confused here, okay?
I think it's just a double flex on Yasuo and a triple flex on Gragas basically, because Gragas is so versatile, you can play it anywhere. Even Jarvan top is possible. That's why it's a really good red side draft in that terms, and now everything gets decided, I think.
Yeah, sure, Shaco. Yeah, give me the Shaco. Come on, I'm not even surprised anymore. What is this even? Of course, it shouldn't be the Shaco, right? It's
no way.
No,
yeah,
okay.
There's no way. They were just messing around here with our our minds a bit.
Chesko,
yeah.
they were clowning around. Get it? I'm so funny, man. It's like
Yes.
literally clowning around. But no, we got the Stoneweaver in mid lane. Now again, you are the expert here. What are those drafts? I mean, last time, second time alive, they had for me at least, almost super standard draft. They had a Riven top lane, and as you said, it could have been a Malphite or something as well. Then it would have been like more standard. And now they still have kind of like a normal composition. They have Seraphine bot lane, yeah, they have Yone top lane. And now looking at our composition again, we have Gragas top lane into Yone. We have Talia mid lane into Ahri. Like, are you happy with the way we counterpicked on red side?
Yes. I think our draft is so much superior, honestly. Like, wow, it's so beautiful to see this well-rounded draft here, let's be honest. Gragas, Yasuo is such a solid combo, even if they're not on the same lane, to pair with as well with an Alistar. Like, Alistar, the support who can knock up a lot as well. Yasuo being a really good Seraphine counter, saying, well, you know what, Rel can be annoying, but we got the Alistar, let's just put the Yasuo on bot lane and look for those, to punish the Seraphine blind pick here. Let's get Talia onto the mid lane, who can match the Ahri in terms of lane prio, or like even has more lane prio. Get her roaming as well. And once someone doesn't have flash, or like Ahri doesn't have ultimate, if we Jarvan cage something, Talia can like one-shot people there with one rotation of her spells. It's so there's so many opportunities. It's really beautiful to see.
So looking at the Talia combo with the stone that knocks people back, can you dodge it inside the Jarvan Cataclysm, or is the sizes, the ranges of those spells just the perfect way, and basically you will always hit your knockback on Talia? Do you know that?
It's dodgeable in theory, like the ground in the Jarvan, I think that's what you're asking, is big enough to dodge it, if that's what you're asking. But like usually as Talia, you should not, like, you should always aim it in a way that it's not dodgeable, right? Because the enemies can not walk into certain directions if he's in the Jarvan, like he's usually not in the middle, right? He's like in one corner of it, and then you can just angle it in a way that it's not really dodgeable, no. But if it's bad angled, yes, you can sidestep it.
Okay, but like in theory it is sidesteppable, but in the actual game it is going to be really hard to sidestep it. That is what you're saying. Now, of course, we also have to think a bit about Second Time Alive Revival's composition here. And it's not like they have drafted like complete weird champions. They have a solid draft as well, right? Or what do you think?
It all comes down to how the early game goes. I feel like if we compare the last game to this one, they have a very similar comp to what Foxnyr did in game 1. The issue is they're not playing against the same champions. Like, they're not playing against the Siege comp, they're playing against the hard engage comp, basically. And if the hard engage comp gets ahead in the early game, it's really hard to play out a Seraphine comp, because you can't really do anything but, like, if you just die one Gragas ult into Yasuo ult. And therefore, if the game gets to a scaling point, yes, their comp looks good, but we have tools on Foxnyr's side to counter it.
Okay.
Or, like, to say it in the other way as well, the comp of 2TA Revival, just as the 5 champions they have, looks really solid, and looks as well very similar to what we had in the first game, which was a very solid comp, but the response from Foxnyr is just, in my opinion, a lot better this game.
Okay. That is a beautiful way to put it, and because you said you kind of crashed out of the entire... are you in the loading screen? Let's ask you
I
like
am,
that.
I am in the loading screen as well, loading into the game right now. It just crashed randomly and then it put me back in, basically.
Okay, perfect. So are you in the game as well? Because I know I am in the game.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. That means, guys, why not bring you all over there as well? Transitioning into the game, the second game of today. And you know what? me might as well give a point over to Foxnyr because they won the first game in what a fashion, what a way to win the first game. Even though it wasn't perfect, I feel like it was still a really, really solid game. And now let's see if they can bring it back another time. This time they are on red side and second time alive is on the blue side.
And like, since we're already heading into the game, I think there's already something important to mention or interesting to mention. We're playing Yasuo with Ghost and Feet Footwork on the bot lane, so we have adapted, like not going lethal tempo anymore after it got nerfed this patch. And I think the Ghost is a very interesting option.
Tell me why. Tell me more. Why is the Ghost so interesting?
Well, basically, I don't really see a reason to go it for the solo lane in the first place. But if the lane gets longer, like if Seraphine is pushing, and you bait out a bad spell for a rotation from Seraphine, for example, she uses her double E into the wind wall, you can run her down with the Ghost. And you don't really need the exhaust as well against the Seraphine. So I think it's an interesting decision to, or like not interesting, but a good decision as well to say, okay, let's just go with the Ghost here.
Do you think later in team fights it will also be a good choice, or is it only like lane centric?
I'm a big fan of Ghost in late game. I think it's a very good summoner spell to have. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, we have a level 2 gank from Jarvan, burning the flash from Ahri, and this is very big, by the way. Ahri without flash against Talia can be, like, if Jarvan finds another gank, hits an EQ combo into a Talia shuffle, this Ahri is gonna die, so Ahri has to play the lane very defensively now. I think that's very beautiful to decide to go there for that transition gank and into an invade on bot side.
Well, invading we were, and Klopper looking like at least he is not falling prey to Zerberus' absolute dominance right now. Is he though? Zerberus? He really feels himself here. Klopper trying to get away with the clone, has to flash, and Zerberus, he does not have flash, but one more auto attack. Inspire flashing over the ball, getting it first blood here. Right now, we are looking absolutely stunning. Again, I just love what I'm seeing.
And we're well going into the bot side here, looking for another gang onto the Seraphine.
Okay. Getting the flash. Man, what is even happening? This is so good.
I loved the first rotation more than the second one, by the way. Like saying, okay, we transition gank onto the mid lane, we get the Ahri flash, and instantly say, okay, I can get the Prio here as Talia. Ahri has to reset. You can go for an invade here because Ahri cannot really move and help is strong out. Deciding to invade twice, getting the Wukong there, it's just beautiful, honestly. Very, very well played from everyone.
And well, it looks a bit tough in the mid lane now. Inspire all the minions shooting. Will he survive? It looks like he will be able to not die there, even though Ahri, Barry B, he really wants that kill and he will find the kill. But man, was it close. That was way too close for comfort.
And as well, that's like kind of sad to see now. Talia still had the TP. Talia should have just decided, well, let's go back, let's TP, and the lane for Ahri is basically over because Ahri was there with a Doran's ring, while Talia would have come back with a lost chapter. Now this is important for Ahri. Ahri just got that kill back, managed to like deny some minions off the Talia, and is even in CS and XP again. Kind of a good for Ahri, but not really crucial. I think they're both even right now.
Okay, but looking at the entire game overall, I think, again, we are in a beautiful spot. The only thing that I mind a little bit is how we are a bit behind in tempo right now. And also, what do you think about Klopper's choice to go Doran's Blade here?
Oh yeah, I see it. I just saw it now. I think that's really interesting. I'm not too sure if I'm a big fan of it still, but I saw people still do it because the stats of Doran's Blade are just so good. Maybe he wants to like match the power of the Jarvan in the early game. I personally would have just preferred if he build normally and doesn't delay like his first item power spike, which can be so good on Wukong.
Okay. Yeah, also talking about first power spikes, even though we had a big lead, I feel like we kinda lost it, at least gold-wise. It might be the case now if Inspire dies one more time. Indeed, we will have the gold lead on second time alive revival side for, I think, like the first time in the second game.
And we talked about if someone of the enemies doesn't have flash, besides Ari, maybe we can get out fairly easily, and we can abuse that with the Jarvan ultimate. They can abuse the fact that Talia doesn't have flash either with the Ari ultimate, right? Ari dashes in, hits the charm, the team is there to collapse, and gets a beautiful kill here. And now the game kind of starts to look rough, at least through the mid lane.
Well, but in the jungle, the game looks absolutely unplayable. Oh, unless Katzenklopfer gets out here. Imagine he gets out here. No way. Yeah, Cerberus is not going to let that one slip, but it took more resources and more time than you would have probably liked it to take. Now Pluffov looking to a CC here, but will die in the process. Barry, no Spirit Rush available right now. That means it is going to be a really vulnerable Ari, but still one after the other is getting killed here. Bestromon Mix will also die here, and that is already another death for the side of second time alive here. And even though they did get the Void Kevins, we will get this beautiful dragon, and especially in the early game, this dragon is just amazing to have.
We gotta be careful though. We have the Yone rotating from the top lane to the bot lane, looking for a fight here maybe.
Okay, we do not have Smite up. Now we got it up just in time to smite this objective. And yeah, Katzenklopper got killed instantly by the combo here. Now Fate Sealed is getting used here, but instantly Last Breath reaction. Limit Tester will have to get out of there. Hinkindu looking strong on the Yasuo. He wants to find one, and they will indeed find one at least. Limit Tester still has the flash and will be forced to use it to get out of there. Barry B, Spirit Rush at hands already. Limit Tester dropping low suddenly, finding another kill, 7 kills already after 8 minutes only. And this looks like pure dominance already. And man, what is even going on in this game?
You know what it feels like to me? It feels like we're like, again, doing the same thing as before. We're doing good things as a team, then solo things happen, like we die twice on mid lane on occasions we shouldn't really die. We're a bit greedy. And Cerebrus is there and just saying, hey, hold my beer. I got great ideas, guys. Follow me, and we win this game. And that's what's happening, basically, you know?
Follow me. I'm a snake.
No, but like his decisions when to invade, when to look aggressive into the enemy jungle are just so good, and like pushed the like we were 1k gold, no, not 1k gold behind, but we were like 300 gold behind. Now we're like 2.5k gold ahead, just in 2 or 3 minutes. And we got the dragon. It's just insane.
That's absolutely massive to see what we got now. The Void Kevins will be spawning soon, and do you think it would be a big problem if we gave them away, or are we contesting those no matter what?
I think it doesn't matter if we give them away that much, but of course if we can deny them to get 6 or 5, it would be better. Let's put it like that.
Okay, and yeah, Cerberus on his way to walk over there. Now, still, even though we have a big lead in gold, we do not have a full item yet. Do you think that is an important fact, or just because we have more items, we are still like way stronger?
I mean, you gotta as well see that you don't... Oh, wait, the Charm connects on the mid lane.
Charm connecting in mid lane, but Inspire is a bit too tanky here, and the damage here! Pluffov just wants too much now. Meanwhile, Cerberus is in the 1v1 Cyclone, is getting burned, and the Void Kevins are also there already. We will not even see the Cataclysm connect, and that is a small disaster here. We really do not want Cerberus to die, because he has the smite.
Yeah, I mean... There's action going on everywhere. We're as well fighting topside. We're fighting into the jungle again. You have to keep in mind, by the way, for the items, Talia may not have finished her item, but she went for that. Wait, let me check the name. For the Catalyst of Eons. So she could have had one item already, but since there are no mythic items anymore, you don't really get mythic bonuses anyways, and you can just look at the stats she bought. If you look at the stats, she's outsetting Ari by a lot in this fight.
Yeah, that is true. I feel like the tankiness really showed there because, again, Catalyst gives you a lot of just straight up HP and mana. And, of course, it was a big factor in that fight. I mean, I kind of have to disagree a little bit with something you said. I mean, of course, the mythics do not give, like, they don't exist anymore. They do not give passives anymore. But still, if I look at, like, last game at Viego when he gets Kraken, and then suddenly, whenever he gets a passive hit, he basically deals a lot more damage because every third hit he deals more damage, right? But still, I mean, as you said now, the first full finished item will be the Rod of Ages, and yeah, Rod of Ages not really having an effect at all until 10 minutes later, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, what's more, I think you have to as well differ between AP items and AD items. Kraken is just such a huge power spike for every user of the item, let's say it like that. While I think AP item, most of the times, like I'm a mid main as well, as you know, when I have 1.2k gold, 1.2k gold and 50 gold, excuse me, like enough for the large rod, it's better to buy a large rod than to finish an item, just because you get so much AP as well from that item.
Ah, that is true. That's a really good point because, like, it shows. Like, I'm usually playing those bruiser AD characters in the jungle, and for me, if I get again the Kraken or let's say the Blade of the Ruined King, it feels like such a huge power spike. But yeah, that is true. Like, again, if we look at Inspire's choice here, yeah, he just gets a bit more stats, you know, and yeah, not really too much is changing in the way he plays the game, right?
Exactly. Like if he finished at Seraphs or not, doesn't really boost a lot of his damage or like stats he gets there.
Well, to be fair, okay, we get the Chemtech Dragon. That was an important one, but not really up for debate because Klotz and Klopper had no smite ready. Yeah, I still think we have to look a bit at the items themselves because, hey, talking about Seraphs, soon, oh, really good flash on top lane there. And Klotz and Klopper will make this entire ordeal a little bit nerve-wracking here. He wants to find something, but he's dropping so low himself. Now finally with the Weaver's Wall, Inspire will come up here, and Klotz and Klopper with the flash will not die here, and Inspire is just a little bit too late and will not find anything. But yeah, now where were we? For example, Bestermon Mix, with just buying the Seraphs, nothing really happens, but as soon as you have it stacked, oh, that's when you get this huge ass shield. And I dare to say, when you have that active, you can, that passive, you can play the game quite in a different way.
Yeah, for sure. And as well, if you look at the Talia build she's going, once that Talia gets the Seraphs, that huge ass shield, as you called it, will even be huger, like, it will be the hugest shield of all shields you've ever seen in the game, basically, because it scales with the current mana you have. And don't forget, Rod of Ages gives you plenty of mana in the end as well. Tankiness overall will be insane for Talia. Like, Talia will be insanely tanky this game.
And still, Inspire will have a lot of ability power as well with that build. Now, of course, I hope he goes for Spirit Visage Third for even better shield powers or something.
yeah, Malignant, so he can like knock enemies up with his ultimate. Maybe deals 1 damage still. I don't know how it's coded. And you proc it. That would be actually funny, no?
That would be heckin' amazing. You know what is also pretty good? Just hitting Barry B with the entire combo and forcing the Spirit Rush because Cerberus looks really scary with that flag and the rag here. And yeah, talking about the next steps though, because the Herald is already in the inventory from Cerberus. Now, what does he want to do with that Herald?
I'm pretty sure that the objective should be either we get like kills and tower bot lane, or if we cannot do a proactive play in terms of we get a lot with this Herald play, we get a dive and a tower, just use it on the mid lane, honestly, because getting that mid lane tower will be so important. Talia can always shove in the waves first and generate the prio on the map as well.
Oh, mid lane, a storm is slowly but surely coming up, maybe with a chance of a cyclone happening. Maybe even with a chance of a Cataclysm happening. Okay, on bot lane, there is the Encore, but it will not really do too much. Yes, it will stop Henkindu from attacking and taking the turret, but I feel like, yeah, that was not too impactful here.
Yeah, I think like Yasuo wasn't even prepared for this. He was like, what is this just happening? And didn't even windwall it. In theory, that would have been a possibility too, right? Just windwall the Seraphino, then nothing happens.
Or maybe did he use it before he went to the turret and then, okay, meanwhile on top lane, both ults are going to miss, but Limitaster, he will directly go into Cerberus, and now Cerberus, he still has to watch out though, because Limitaster on the Yon, and we talked about it, dear Tresco, look at the item, look at the Blade of the Ruined King. It even says it is good for dueling, and man, was he good at dueling, the Jarvan there.
And I think like Blade is such a good item for him. Like it's disgusting how broken this champion gets, but he has it. Talking about broken.
Yeah, talking about disgusting engages and Kindu trying to get away to his turret, trying to find the help with the teleport. He will flash away, he will survive. This entire OD, never mind, he will not. Mastermon Mix will find the kill, but he will also find the gray screen here because the team Foxnyr, they are reacting and they are finding so much. And what is even happening? Because meanwhile on the top lane, Limitaster also found a kill, and honestly, I have no idea who is ahead or behind at this point.
I wanted to say, like, talking about broken, they're gonna break Yasuo's bones here and just smash him into the ground, but he managed to survive actually for such a long time, which then, like, gave the opportunity for Fox as well to, like, re-engage onto that side and trade kills in the end. That's I didn't think he would survive that long. Actually impressed by this.
And the storm is brewing again, because in just a few seconds, an important dragon is going to spawn. This mountain dragon will either mean slowly crawling back into the game dragon-wise for a revival, you know, quite fitting with their name, or it means getting soul point, and that would be huge. Like, getting this mountain soul would be absolutely beautiful. Now, the Herald will be used to create additional pressure, and Ginkgo also has the teleport up. Talking about it, it will get used. Limitaster tries to get out of there as fast as possible. Ginkgo flashing out, not a foul, is in full gears. What is even happening at this point? Barrybee trying to get in there. Limitaster already dead. Kotzenklopper dead. That means no smite here, and it is just dominance all over the place from Foxnyr. I wasn't really too sure if they will all survive it, but they did indeed. Henkindu was a bit too low for my taste, but it didn't matter. And you said it, Poro. Whenever Foxnyr is on the same page as a team, magic happens.
And as well here, it's so beautiful to see. Like, we had the same comp in the first game, and this time it's not working for Revival just because we drafted so good around it. Like, you can't just pick our comp and do what we did. We know how to play against it, we know how to abuse it, and we are in a good position right now.
Well, good position. Cerberus had to use Flash to be in a good position, and that is an absolutely minor lose here on our side. You really do not want to lose your Flash shots like that, but hey, we got another team fight in the top lane. Pluffov going in and will just instantly die, but did he get enough time for his team? Barrybee will have to use one more Spirit Rush. Beautiful Flash combo here! The knock-up from Under Nexus will just be too much. The final nail in the coffin in this game! What a beautiful thing! He saw the opportunity and he took it. Now Cerberus wants to get another kill, because why the hell not? Inspire also on the hunt, and there is the Seraph shield that was, as you predicted it, Poro, absolutely massive. But talking about massive, that Alistar gameplay from Under Nexus, holy cow, like literally.
And to be honest, I thought in the last game he was just playing so well because he had the 3 kills, but it looks like he's just good on the champion. He has no kills this game, and he still finds those 3-man knockups like it's nothing, you know?
Man! Are you kidding me?
As well, like, this was just a desperation play from Revival that didn't work, which put them even more behind. Like, it's really hard for them to play the game now, because the only thing their composition can really do is team fight, right? And,
Talking about team fights, yeah. Do we have to talk about this? I mean, this.
I feel like at this point they're like panicking, right? Like it's so hard to do anything. Like Rel can't even get any vision done. We're like sending the Yone, split pushing bot lane, but Gragas can always hold him. That's not really a threat to us at all. And this game should. We're in the same position again. We have the Nectar, and we should try to get those T2 towers again here. Look for fights with Gragas engages or Jarvan engages, and soon as well end the game. I feel like this game is in our pockets again.
Man, we need a miracle. If you thought the first game was dominant, look at this game. We are at basically 20 minutes and we have 7k gold lead. Okay, it's more like 6k, but... Oh man. The fight is happening. Cerberus, you are dropping really low, my friend, but somehow he's not dying. Now finally the shutdown will go over to Katzenklopper. Limit Tester died meanwhile, and... yeah, we got 1 kill, but now it is time to clean up everything. Cerberus died, but he was the sacrificial lamb to find 3 more kills, and I'd say worth it.
Yeah, and as well here you can see, like, honestly, I think we should highlight that Revival is trying stuff at least. Like, how many times have you been in that position, as well in solo queue, where you feel like you're so behind and you're just stuck at your tower and not doing anything and slowly losing the game? Revival is really looking forward to get some catches, but of course we know that, Foxnyr knows that, the players are aware of it, and they just always are well positioned and they're not giving the opportunity for those catches to happen.
Yeah, 100%. Again. We lost Cerberus, but man, did we get 3 kills for that? Yes, we absolutely did. And now I was still doing some quick math with like 6k, what is the lead? And now we're looking at it and it's almost 10k, and much more important, in just a few seconds we got the potentially last normal dragon spawning in this game. And honestly, when do you even fight now if you are second time alive? Like, do you fight now? And of course that fight looks absolutely terrible, but if you give away the Dragon Soul, will you ever get a good fight again? I don't even know.
Now they're looking to counterplay on the top side. I think they know that they cannot fight it. Maybe the Gragas gets caught here actually.
Well, beautiful flash, beautiful explosive casket, and Ginkgo, of course, he will get away. Yes, he had to burn some resources like the flash, but I feel like that is absolutely okay to just confirm those 2 members on top side. And now it might be spicy because Inspire is also sneaking up there. Ginkgo dropping low. He will probably die to the Yasuo, excuse me, to the Yone. But yeah, Inspire finding 1 kill. Maybe will be able to find another one because Barry not having Spirit Rush at this disposal. Now, meanwhile, the soul is taken. So Cerberus, look at that massive shield. You know, talking about massive shields. Maybe it really is time to just go for the shield item on just every member here. Inspire, it looks like he might be out of position, but of course not. He's so tanky with his build. Onrex is also flashing in, and this is just a massacre. This is no damage on the side of second time alive. And this means everybody except for Besterman Mix is dead right now. And yeah, Besterman Mixi basically has to find some unholy godly play here to just hold on to this game.
I mean, I think they should go for the bot lane wave here. Oh, okay, Seraphine is actually just getting caught.
Yeah,
again.
goodbye. GG's. This is over, right?
I mean, the death timers are not that high. I think we can only play for 2 inhibits here without diving at least. But at the other hand, like, we're so strong, we probably should just dive.
Yep, we are diving and we are finding the kill. The explosive casket just for good measure here. Katzenklopper wants to find something, but he doesn't even have Cyclone at his ready. So no real way to find anything here. Barry B, yeah, still has 2 more Spirit Rushes. Will still get caught by the knockback by Inspire. Inspire just on another level right now with this Talia performance. How are they doing it all the time? Now the minions are coming in, the turrets are dropping, you can just dive. The Seraphine here, no way to survive this. Klotz and Klopp are trying to somehow get away, but no chance. This is just over. What the hell?
Well, and that's GG. The only 2 deaths of Talia were in the early game. After that, he went for 15 kills in a row and had a very dominant performance here, all with the Foxnyr boys overall.
Man, what a performance from everyone. Absolutely amazing. And I'm gonna ask if somebody wants to jump into an interview real quick. Because, man, would I be happy to share my thoughts once you are done with that game. Because that was just amazing. Don't forget, guys, don't forget. We are talking about Second Time Alive Revival. They are not bad. They have only dropped a single game so far in this Prime League season. And yet, I mean, no disrespect here, but Foxnyr just looked like so much better. Like holy cow, he looked so good. They looked so
agreed.
good. Excuse me.
No, I completely agree. Like, you can't really say, okay, Revival, they were like it was to be expected that the game goes as it goes, that Foxnyr should be the better team and the Revival was the underdog. No, it's just 2 teams that were on the same level, at least standing-wise, you know what I mean? Like, they were both top 2 teams.
Exactly. By the way, we will get an interview, but since Inspire was so sweaty, he has to change t-shirts real quick. Just as a fun fact. Alright, I don't even know. They just said he has to, maybe he needs to, I don't know, get a joke t-shirt or something. I don't even know. But yeah,
I mean, maybe he has the Foxnyr shirts on, you know, like I think they're in production, right? That would be insane.
That would be pretty dope, yeah, not gonna lie. So, of course, we have to wait a little bit. Since he needs to get ready, we need to get the cam and everything set up, so you know how it is. Absolute classic, man. So, are you having some questions at the ready for Inspire, like some things you want to know, or you have to think of something?
I mean, as a mid laner, I'm like curious about his builds. I don't know if you noticed, but in both games, he went for the same item build. Like he didn't go the Liandry's first this game, but he was building Liandry's as well and the Riftmaker, like for this tanky version. So I wanted just to ask him if in an alternate dimension he's maybe a tank player or what his idea behind that builds are.
That is a good point, indeed.
But yeah, I mean, just curious as well about the Morgana pick. Like if that was clear that would be on mid lane for him. I'm still amazed at how well he actually managed to pull it off, because I haven't seen Morgana mid for like, I think the last time I saw Morgana mid was when it got counter picked into Faker. No, that's too long, right? But do you remember the Morgana counter pick into Faker when he was a LeBlanc god? Like he's still a LeBlanc god, but from who was it? Or don't you know?
I'm figuring out stuff to get him to add his cam to, you know.
Okay. I'll Google myself. Maybe the chat knows as well. Like there was a Morgana counter pick into LeBlanc from Faker, and that's the only thing I remember, or like last time I remember that it got picked on mid lane. It was EG and SKT, I think, right? Pawn picked it, if I'm correct. That was amazing. And we just had it this game as well. It was not Pawn, but it was Inspire who had a solid performance and, well, carried his team to victory as well with it.
Indeed. Yeah, and I don't even know what game was more dominant, honestly. I don't even know. Like the first game looked super dominant, and then the second game looked like even 10 times more dominant. Yeah, now can we add him into our channel.
Call.
Yeah, that's the big problem right now.
You can you move him? I cannot.
I cannot either, so I think we have to meet somewhere, right?
Wait a second. Maybe someone else can move him. Otherwise, I would say so.
Do I have to make a room for this now, man? SMH, why can't everybody do it? I'm not.
Wait, no, it worked. No, it didn't. He left. Why did he leave? No.
Why did he leave?
Why are you leaving? He's fire. He's shy, you know. He's here, back again. Nice.
How can we?
Is it? Did the link go through? Am I on the cam now or no?
In just a second, I think. I will have to. Yeah, perfect. I can fade over there real quick, and guys, there we are. We can see Inspire. Thank you so much for your time here. First of all, were you ever nervous to not win those games today? Was there ever a point where you felt like, oh, we might lose that one? Or was it easy peasy, lemon squeezy?
I mean, game 2, at some point, if we get to late game, right, they have Seraphine scaling with like Wukong, Yon split push threat, and Wukong can team fight very well. So there's always some chance of a comeback. So we were a bit wary the last game, the second game. But I think overall it was pretty controlled from us.
Pretty controlled indeed. And I want to ask you as well, because of the control mages you played, about the builds. I'm so curious, I can't hold back. The Seraphs, Rod of Ages, Liandry's, and Riftmaker.
Yeah.
Are you a tank player, not a dimension, or what's the thought behind it?
I mean, if when you're not single AP, the AP items aren't so great lately, right? So if it's not the champ that you're going like Malignance, Storm Search, and Shadow Flame, like Lissandra or something, I think when you're double AP, you can easily get away with just going off tank, sort of, right? So going Riftmaker and Liandry's is a combo that many champs use right now because it's really strong together. They synergize really well with the bonus damage that you get, like the percent wise and also max HP damage. So I really like that, and then the Rod of Age just synergizes with it pretty well, I think. So if you get away with scaling and you're not single AP, go for it, I think.
Yeah, I think so too, and as well, like you had such a huge lead that you got there in the early game. I think it was a good decision that you took, because in the late game, it felt like you were unkillable. Or did you you ulted into 4 people, like you got the enemy team, and you already knew, right, that you were not gonna die there.
Yeah, I mean, I knew the last fight where I cut them off, I was like, I'm so sure that I can't die here, so I just go behind them and cut them off, and then we just win it. Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. By the way, how hype are you to win this entire thing? You know, you seem like a calm, collected guy, you know, but are you like, fuck yeah, let's go, we want to woo, or, you know, what?
I mean, I'm sure I'm happy today. Like, I wasn't so sure that we win, because the second time alive is like 5-1, right? Or like was 5-1 before today. So yes. We were very like wary of them. They also have weird draft approaches that you just need to be careful of, right? Like if we needed to ban Ivern, and we needed to keep in mind that they can go like Swain 80 carry or Soraka 80 carry, and it's just not standard, right? So every time that something like this happens, you need to take care, like, so that it doesn't snowball out of control, right? Like maybe we just lose some bot fight, and all of a sudden we have a Swain with unkillable stats, right? So it's yeah, we definitely are happy to win today.
100%. And I think it also means no matter what happens, you are into playoffs. Is that correct?
Well, right now we have some scenarios where there's like a tiebreaker. If we lose to C-Play 2-0, right? And then second time alive beats C-Play 2-0, then we're all at 7-3, I think, or 9-3. I'm not so sure. 9-3, I think.
Oh yeah, true.
Would be everyone. But then, yeah, I mean, we're we hope to at least secure one game against C-Play, and then we're in playoffs for sure.
I mean, that will happen for sure. After today's match, do you personally already think that like C-Play is stronger than Second Time Alive, or Second Time Alive looks stronger, or where are your thoughts on the power levels?
I mean, I've seen maybe one series of C-Play, so I'm not so sure how well they play. But Second Time Alive was definitely very, how do I say it, like very difficult to prepare for, right? Because you just can't get any practice in against like Soraka, Ivern, Swain. Like nobody plays them, right? So it's not like they're weak or anything. They're just not meta. That's something I do too, right? Like it's very hard to get practice against Morgana mid because nobody plays it. But it doesn't mean it's bad, Like I showed that, I think.
So you mean I should first time Morgana in solo queue now, or is that the call?
No. I mean, it really depends, right? Like the Morgana pick is when the enemies just pick engage into you, right? Like when they have some sort of a CC tool that is just reliant on like landing their CC, right? Like something like Alistar, Leona, Nautilus or something. It just makes their life so much harder in the game. They cannot engage that freely, like they cannot make picks most of the time, right? Like one time on bot lane where I failed my Black Shield, like then Leona landed an ult on me, but like I still flashed out and lived. So it's just really hard for Leona to do much, right, in the game.
So how good is Morgana jungle, by the way? Asking for a friend.
I mean, we kept it as a flex most of the draft, so we wanted to play it jungle at some point also, but then we just saw Hui being mid, and the matchup's not too bad for Morgana, and there's like Hui sort of neutralizes most lanes anyway, so there's not like super big counter pick on mid for it. So I just said, yeah, why not? I just keep Morgana and you pick something you can comfortably carry with in jungle, and that was pretty good.
I see. Now Chesko, aka Poro, aka Moon is Baby Earth. He goes by many names. Do you have any more questions?
To be honest, I think all the important questions have been asked already. I just want to congratulate you for this dominant performance today.
Thank
It was
you.
a pleasure to see you play, and I'm looking forward to see 2 more stumps with Liandry's, Riftmaker, Seraphs, and Rod of Ages builds.
Yeah, you can look forward to some spicy stuff, hopefully.
Yes.
Now, what if you play full AP Galio mid lane? Are you then playing a tank, or are you then playing a mage? Like,
I'm hopefully not gonna be playing Galio. That's Shiva's job, not mine.
I see. So you're on the bench next week, or?
No, hopefully not.
Well, I would really like to see you win. No offense, Shiva, but I feel like with Inspire's performance right now, it's looking pretty good. Do you like cows, by the way? With the Alistar performance in both games, it was like.
I mean, well, Dennis was confident to play Alistar against them overall. We just needed to make sure that they don't get Sylas, right? Because then it's kind of rough with. When Sylas has Unbreakable Will, is sort of like he can go into 4 people and kill everyone, and you still can't do much about it, right? So it's sort of But otherwise, we were happy to play Alistar into them because they play engage support, right? So it's kind of fine there. The second game they blind picked Rel, so that's just asking to get Alistar, right? Like,
yep.
Rel isn't really weak to like Morgana compared to the first game, right? When they picked Leona. So yeah, I think Alistar pick was really nice here.
Perfect. Inspire, thank you so much, and of course, let me also congratulate you on this dominant victory. It was a pleasure to cast. You have any final shout-outs you want to give, or any, I don't know, songs you want to sing for us, or I don't even know. It's your spotlight now. You can say whatever you want, and then stream for today is already going to be over.
Well, last time, I don't know if it was Maxi or you, Remo, that asked for my favorite Lux quote, and I thought about it.
Oh, yeah, that was, yeah.
It's the superior tactic is to never give up, is what Lux says. So that's my favorite Lux quote.
I mean, I'm sorry to disappoint, but today you played Morgana and Talia, so I need some Morgana Talia quotes. You know how it is. It's like.
Okay. Well. Which one though?
Yeah, something edgy from Morgana maybe. Talia is like upbeat most of the times, right? She's like, "Let's go! I'm gonna have it." She's really happy all the time, right?
Yeah, she's very cheerful, but then like every rock has a story. This one might be painful or something like that. This one's funny, you know. She throws rocks at people and then says this story might be painful.
Oh yeah, that's also great.
Morgana.
I just imagine like every rock has his own personality, and there you go, random rocks like whoosh, throwing all the rocks at enemy.
And then Morgana. I mean, she's talking a lot about like justice, and she says like justice is the lie of the powerful. I have truths of my own, and she's like pursuing sort of her dark side, but then she also thinks it's not evil. She says like that.
Okay.
Not all darkness. Wait, what is it? She says not all life is a gift, but then she also says, do not conflict darkness with evil. I think that's what she says. So she's kind of interesting, like a character, I think, in the game. I also really like the fact that they put her and Kale into the latest cinematic. That one was really good. I like that.
Oh yeah, that's true. I kind of feel like we need a philosophy podcast, you know, like looking at some of the leaks quotes. Like I think Kindred says like, beauty fades, and that's why it's beautiful. And then we go over to Inspire and look at him like for 10 minutes, you know, like explaining why that is a deep quote. Can we do that? What do you think?
I don't know, maybe.
Honestly, now I hope that we get to see some Ramos gameplay from Inspire. And then we can ask him again, what's your favorite Ramos? Okay, well.
We might do some El Ramos in jungle, but not on mid lane, no.
Full AP Ramos with Sarah.
Come
probably.
on.
Okay, I'm joking now. No, thank you for your time, Inspire.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Absolutely amazing, guys. And you know what? Inspire, you do the outro this time. I'm bored. I'm not getting paid enough for this, man. You do the outro now. Come on.
You do the outro.
No, you do the outro now. It's your job.
Okay. Well, guys, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you can tune in for. Is it 2 weeks? I hope it's 2 weeks that we played the last match, and then for playoffs. And I hope we promote the Div 3 and keep you entertained.
Exactly. See you then. Don't miss that game. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.